Hello everybody! We're live. Welcome to Facebook Live. Hopefully some people will come in a minute here. Welcome to Facebook Live. Oh, hi guys. So we have about 100 viewers so far. Oh, wow. Hi. Hi, Sophie. Hello. Hi guys, welcome. Hi Lindsay, thank you. Hi guys, so I thought it'd be fun to come on here and just answer some of your guys' questions, and I'm gonna hang out with you guys a little bit. I've got some questions here, and then I've also got, hopefully you guys will ask some questions, and yeah, so if you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and comment those, and hopefully I'll get to your question. I'll try to get to most of your questions as much as I can. Yeah. Hi guys. Hi Taylor. Hi Victoria. Hello. Hi Rebecca. Alright, so I'm gonna start by reading some of the questions we have here, and then if you guys want to comment some questions, then I'll answer those as well. So one question I got was, how do you feel your Heartland, your character has grown in the past couple of seasons? I think my character Georgie has grown quite a lot in the past few seasons. When she first came to Heartland, she was just a little orphan kid and kind of scared, but very, very guarded and very like closed off. And I think becoming a part of the Heartland family and everyone accepting her has allowed her to open up a lot more, and she's not quite as sassy and feisty as she was when she first got here. So yeah, I think her character has grown a lot, and a lot of you have seen not only Georgie grow up, but me grow up as well on the show, so I think that's really cool to share with you guys. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can ask those. Another question we got was, how long did you train for the archery episode? So for the archery episode, I actually did do quite a bit of training. I went over to a ranch in Richmond, BC, and I did a day of practicing there, and it was so much fun. For those of you who don't know, I did all the stunt work for the scene in one of the last episodes, where Georgie's doing archery, and yeah, I did quite a bit of practicing. I did a lot of work on the ground first, and then I got on a horse and tried it at a walk, and then at a trot, and then at the end I was able to do it at a canter and do a few targets. So yeah, that scene was a lot of fun to film, and I'm really happy with how it looked, and really like that scene. Yeah. Hello in Scotland. Oh, do you live in the country and own horses? I don't live in the country. I actually live in the city, but I do own horses out in the country, so I just drive out and go see them and ride them. Let's see. Some more question. Jim Clark asks, do you put in the same long hours as the older cast members? I do. In the past few seasons, when Georgie first came to Heartland, she was only a series regular character, and I wasn't in it as much. But now that I've become one of the main lead cast members, I work just as much as the other characters on set. I think Amber and I actually have very similar schedules, so we work kind of the same days. Yeah. Alright, I gotta read some more questions. Do you hang out with any of the cast members off set? Yeah, I do. I've taken a few of the cast members out to ride my horse, and I hang out with Amber quite a bit. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're all like a really huge family here, which I really love, with a lot of different movies and series. It's not really, this show is really amazing because we really are like a huge family. So yeah, I think that's really great. We do hang out quite a bit. Some more questions here. How old were you when you were cast for Heartland? I was actually 10 years old when I first started on Heartland. And now I'm 15, so I've been on the show for quite a bit now. So a lot of you have gotten to see me grow up, so that's pretty cool. Do you own a horse? I do. I own 2 horses, actually. I own one. His name is a Flame. He's a gelding. He's a Dutch warm blood. He's 17 hands high, and he's a pinto. He's so sweet. Some of you might not know what I'm talking about when I say this, but I know a lot of you will. He's very hunter-like. He jumps like a hunter, and he goes very smoothly. And then I also have another horse that I recently bought. Some of you might not have seen pictures of her yet, but her name is Violet. She's 15.3, so she's quite a bit smaller than my other horse, and she's very crazy and very hot, so she's very hard to manage, but she's definitely a project horse, and she's a lot of fun to work with. She's quite crazy. Let's see some more questions here. What do you do offset? Offset, I do a lot of riding because I do own 2 horses, so they are quite a bit of work. Have to exercise them quite often, and I hang out with friends, and I don't know, I'm just a normal teenager offset, I guess. I mean, I don't do anything like crazy. I'm just a normal teenager offset. Here, I'll read some more questions here. Is Heartland a working ranch in the off season? I'm not sure. I believe we don't actually own Heartland, and they're actually owned by, the ranch is actually owned by someone else, and we rent it out to film at it. So I believe it is a working ranch, but it's not actually Heartland. It's something completely different, and we just use the property to shoot Heartland. Which animal on set is your favorite to work with? I've worked with a number of different types of animals working on Heartland, so I don't know. I think my favorite horse to work with is probably the horse that plays Buddy. Buddy is Jack's horse, the little, I think he's the little buckskin. He's so cute, and he does his job so well. He's owned by Tom Erickson, which is our stunt coordinator, and he's just such a good little horse, and he really likes what he does, and I think he's really sweet. Yeah. Another question. Are you planning to study to be an actress, or are you planning on going to college? Obviously, I'd like to pursue acting as long as I can, because I love it, but that is not something that I can do forever, and it's not something that will support me forever, because the acting business is a very unpredictable business, and you don't always know if you're going to be working. So I'd like to go to college. I'm not sure what I want to do with my life yet. I don't know. I'm thinking probably something like psychology. I've been really into that lately, so I think I'd like to go to school for that, or something I'm also very interested in is equine chiropractics. I think that's really, really cool. So I'd like to learn a bit about that, or maybe get into that if acting doesn't work out, or maybe do both. Can you say hi to my little sister Jessica in Scotland? Hi Jessica, thanks for watching the show. I've never been to Scotland, but it looks really cool. Hopefully I can go one day. How do you fit in school while working? School's actually kind of hard to fit in when you're on a series and you work every day. So in previous years I've been homeschooled for acting, so that I can work and then get school done. This year I've moved back into the public school system, so I've been kind of trying to get back into things and learning as I go, obviously. But yeah, it's very hard to fit in, but I do it. I have a tutor on set, so in between scenes I'll go to her, and I'll learn as much as I can in between scenes. Do you get recognized when you're hanging out offset? I do. It depends on where I am, of course. In Calgary I get recognized more than I do at home in Vancouver, because the equestrian world is a lot bigger here. Or if I go to a tack shop where there are a lot of horsey people, I get recognized almost every time I go anywhere that has anything to do with horses. So yeah, I do get recognized quite a bit. Sometimes I'll notice people are kind of like hovering around and looking at me. I'm like, I know what you're thinking. You can come up and say hi. Like, I don't bite. So yeah, sometimes people will kind of hover and not come up. But yeah, if you ever see me out, come say hi. How often do you do your own stunts, and is it fun? I do my own stunts as much as I can. Because of insurance reasons, I'm not allowed to do all of it, because if I get hurt, then it'll cost production quite a bit of money. So I try to do as much as I can. Some of the jumping is kind of me, depending on how high it is, because of insurance reasons. The archery episode was all me. Just kind of like galloping in a field or just kind of riding around, that's usually me. Just the super dangerous stuff like trick riding and hanging upside down off of a horse, not me. It's kind of dangerous, so they'd probably rather me not, fall off. What do you think of the character Mitch? I love the character Mitch. I think he's so funny. Kevin plays Mitch, and he's just such an awesome guy. He's just so funny, and I love working with him. I think the character Mitch is really great for Lou. Like, just in my opinion, I think they work really, really well together, and I think Lou has a lot of fun with him, and I ship it. I like them together. Here, I'll read some questions here. How do you think fans will react to the season finale? Will we love it or hate it? Will it drive us crazy in a good way? The season finale, that's going to be so much fun. We just recently had the read-through for the season finale, and I'm super excited for you guys to see it. I don't know. I don't know if might drive some of you crazy. Maybe not. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be exciting for a lot of people. Here, I'll read some questions from you guys. Were you interested in horses before Heartland, or did the show start that? When I was little, I used to ride my grandma's horse quite a bit, because she was the one who really got me into horses. So I rode her horse a little bit. She kind of ponied me around. And then a little bit before Heartland, I started getting into showing and like taking proper lessons and that kind of thing. But when I first started Heartland, that was really what sprouted my competitive side, and I bought a horse after I started Heartland, and I really, really got into it. So I was definitely a horse person before Heartland, but I think Heartland has helped me develop that skill a lot. Let's see. Georgie has done a lot of growing up. Do you see her stepping up more now that Lou is gone? I don't know. I'm not sure if Lou being gone has a lot to do with Georgie stepping up, but I think the fact that Amy is pregnant this year, Georgie has stepped up a lot and has been doing a little bit more horse work this year, which I think is really cool. Amy's kind of passing the torch a little bit and mentoring Georgie through that journey, and I think that's really, really cool to see that relationship between the two of them. So yeah, I think Georgie has definitely stepped up a lot in the horse world this year, and she's really developed this new, I don't know if I would call it a skill, but she's really developing as a horse person, which I think is really interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Do you read feedback from fans, and does it affect your portrayal of Georgie? Yeah, I read a lot of your feedback. I'm not sure if it affects my portrayal of Georgie. I don't know. Sometimes people, I remember when I first started, people said Georgie was quite annoying, but she was also written quite feisty and annoying, so Georgie's definitely grown a lot in that way, and I hope she's not as annoying as she was when she first started. So I think Georgie's definitely grown a lot in that way, and she's a lot more mature and not as feisty. Do you like how season 10 is going for Georgie? I do. I'm really loving season 10 for Georgie this year. It's been a lot of fun. She gets to do a little bit more horsework, which I think is really great. Now she's got a boyfriend, so we get to see her grow up in that way as well. Yeah, season 10's been great. We're just finishing the season, actually. We have about a month and a bit left of shooting, so we're working on the last few episodes right now, and yeah, it's going really well. I'm really enjoying the storylines this year. Yeah. Let's see. Are you in the Heartland house now? I am. Yeah, I thought it'd be a cool place to do it. So I came here. Yeah, I'm in the Heartland kitchen. This is my house. Do you think having a baby will affect Amy's relationship with the horses? Good question. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think Amy's connection with horses will always be there, and I don't know if it'll affect that, but it definitely has affected her not being able to ride. Of course, she's not riding while she's pregnant. So I think that's affected that a little bit, but I don't think it's affected her connection with horses at all. I think I don't think it's affected her connection with horses too much. I think it's maybe affected her because she can't ride the horses to figure out their problems anymore, and I think that's been a little bit frustrating for her. But I don't think anything will affect Amy's connection with horses, and that'll always be there for her. What actor or actress do you bond with best on and off set? Amber and I have gotten pretty close over the years because we're both horse people and we both ride. Let's see, I'm not sure. I think I am probably closest with Madison Chiatau, who plays Jade. She plays one of Georgie's, I think, kind of Georgie's best friend on the show. But Madison and I think we're closest in age on the show, and I don't know, we've become pretty close and we hang out quite a bit off set, and a lot of us will go for dinner off set at the end of the day and all hang out. Yeah. I don't know, I think it's really interesting working with the older cast members as well. There's so much to learn from all of them. Yeah, especially a lot of the actors that have been like around for so long and have done so much, like Chris and Sean. They're so amazing, and it's so interesting how much I learn from them. They teach me a lot. When will your dog make a cameo on the show? I don't know. My dog, whenever she sees people, she kind of loses it and gets really crazy and like jumps up and kisses you. It's kind of annoying, actually. So her being on set probably isn't the greatest idea, because she'd probably just annoy everybody with how much love she likes to give people. I'm not sure I'd like for her to be on set, but it's hard for her to be on set when I'm also on set, because then I don't know. I can't do everything. Let's see. Was it weird to kiss someone on set for the first time? I don't know. I guess it was kind of weird at the time. Like it wasn't like my first kiss ever, but it was definitely my first like kiss on camera. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous. It was a little bit weird, but no, not too bad. It's just acting. Like I don't know. It could have been worse. Like it's just acting. Like it's no big deal. Yeah. What is the most memorable scene you've done? My most memorable scene, probably Amy and Ty's wedding. That was a really cool moment, because a lot of the cast members who had been away or who haven't been on the show. And I've been on the show, kind of came back for that episode, and it was really cool to meet all those people, and everyone was in that day, so it was definitely super busy for everybody, but it was really great spending time with the whole entire family. And yeah, I think filming the wedding episode was definitely really cool. I was super sick when we shot that. I had a really bad head cold, but yeah, it was still a lot of fun. How old are you in real life? I'm 15 in real life. I think Georgie's 15 as well. I think she's a few months older than me, but I'm pretty sure we're pretty close in age. What is your favorite scene you weren't in? I don't know. I think my favorite scene I wasn't in was Amy working with, oh no, I know. It was Amy and Ty when Ty was super sick and he passed out. I remember I watched all of the Heartland episodes before I booked the show. When I first got the audition, I started watching. So I've seen all of it, for those of you who are wondering. So yeah, when I first got the audition, I started watching and I binge watched everything. Yeah, I think my favorite scene was probably when Amy and Ty, I can't remember if they found Ghost or Ghost was just there, the Appaloosa, and Ty just passes out on the ground. I thought that was really funny. Do you think Amy and Ty will be good parents? I think so. I think it'll be really, really cool to see Amy and Ty as parents. I think Ty will be a really, really great dad, and I think it'll be really cool to see Amy parent a little bit. I'm curious to see if Amy will parent like she parents horses, and I think that'll be a really cool. I think that'd be a really cool storyline to see Amy trying to figure out parenting and how it's different from parenting horses. I think that'd be a really funny storyline to see. Did you like the jousting episode in season 9? Yeah, I did. I thought that was really, really cool. I didn't do any jousting, but it was really interesting to watch. And the armor, I remember Carrie James was just so hot in that armor, and it was so heavy to have on. But yeah, it was really, really funny episode. I loved working on that. Yeah. What is your favorite scene with Katie? I think my favorite scene with Katie, I actually wasn't in it. It was a scene with Chris and Sean, Tim and Jack, and they were trying to tell Katie that her little fish had died. I think it was one of the recent episodes that had aired, and they were trying to tell Katie that her little fish she had just bought had died, and it was just shot so funny. It was shot from so low, looking up so high, and she just looked so innocent. I thought it was just the funniest thing, them trying to tell her fish has died, and she's just like, yeah, we flush them down the toilet, it happens all the time. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, I thought that scene was really funny. Is Graham actually in Mongolia? We actually have shot a lot of the Mongolia stuff in Drumheller, so that's been really cool. I haven't been there for any of it, but it's really cool that we can, shoot stuff in Drumheller, and it looks like Mongolia. It looks really, really cool. I believe Graham did go to Mongolia and shot quite a bit there, so I think that's really cool that Graham was able to do that, and yeah, really interesting. Will you and Miss Nasty ever be friends? Miss Nasty, I'm assuming that means Olivia. Yeah, I'm assuming that means Olivia. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I think that'd be really, really cool if they did end up becoming friends. I don't know how realistic that would be, just because they have such a strong, I don't want to say hate, because they don't hate each other. I mean, every once in a while they kind of do nice things for each other, but I don't know, I think they'd have a really funny relationship, and I really like the relationship between Georgie and Olivia, and I love working with Helen Colliander. She's awesome. Yeah. Favorite scene with Jade. Oh my gosh, I have so many awesome scenes with Madison. Let's see. Probably, I don't know. I've had a lot of really great scenes with Madison. I'd probably say one of my most memorable scenes was the driving scenes when Jade first came to Heartland back in season 7, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 7. She first came to Heartland and she stole Jack's truck and I came along. And those were really funny scenes to shoot. Yeah, they were really, really funny. We spent a lot of time in that truck. It was really great. I love those scenes. What does Sean like to work with? Sean's really great. You learn so much from him. Just so wise. He's actually nowhere near as old as they make him seem in real life. Yeah, and he doesn't usually have a mustache either, offset, I don't think. I remember one rap party we had, he had me shave his mustache off at the end of the year. But he's really funny to work with. I've learned a lot from him over the years. He's really great. He's like my grandpa in real life. He's like my step grandpa. He's so cute. Let's see, favorite scene with Adam. I think my favorite scene with Adam, my favorite scenes with Adam were probably the scenes that just aired with the little pig. I think that those were a lot of fun because it was a lot of just, everyone was really on edge. Yeah, those were really, really fun. And working with that pig was so hilarious, and it was so loud. We had to re-record quite a bit for that episode because it was squealing the whole time. So yeah, those scenes were really funny, and we also have some very funny scenes coming up this season, so I'm excited for you guys to see that because I had a lot of fun shooting those as well. Is there a real Maggie's Diner? There is actually. You guys can go see it in High River here in Alberta. I don't think you can go inside, but you can definitely see the whole building, and we do have a lot of like props in there and stuff, and it's a really cool set. I love that set because I get to see a lot of fans. A lot of fans will come and see the Heartland Diner, and then they'll discover, whoa, we're shooting there, and they'll be like, wow, look it, there they are. So yeah, it's really cool to shoot at that set because I get to meet a lot of you, and the people of High River are just so sweet. Yeah. Hello in Germany. Do you find it confusing when all the characters on Heartland have different names? When I first came to Heartland, it was a little confusing. I remember calling Chris Tim a few times. Yeah, it was a little confusing at first. But I think I was old enough to kind of get it. When we have little Julia on set, it can get a little confusing for her at times. Often she calls Amber Amy. She's like, let's go to Amy's house. Like, I'm like, no, it's Amber. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was a little confusing at first. Favorite horse to ride on set. I think my favorite horse to ride on set is the same horse that is my favorite horse to work with on set, which is Buddy, who is Jack's horse. Yeah, he's really cute, the little buckskin. He works super hard, and I don't know, he's just a real joy to ride. He belongs to Tom Erickson, our stunt coordinator, and he's just really, really well trained, and he has a really great attitude about everything. Yeah, he's my favorite. 2 more questions?
Or do you want to keep going?
I can keep going, yeah. Let's see, what do you remember about the first scene you shot? The first scene I shot, I'm not sure what the first scene I shot outside was, but I remember my first scene in the studio was with Graham. when Graham finds Georgie and Georgie runs downstairs and tries to get out of the barn, but she can't open the door, and then Ty grabs her, and I'm like trying to flail out. I remember I kicked Graham in the shins a few times pretty hard, and I felt really bad for that, but it was really funny. I was just laughing the whole time. Yeah, I think that was my first scene inside the studio, and it was a lot of fun. Does it ever get warm, or is it always cold? I get this question quite a bit from a lot of Americans. They're like, oh, it's always cold in Canada. It's not. It gets quite warm here. It's very beautiful in Alberta in the summer. I really like the summers in Alberta. The winters, on the other hand, are very snowy and very cold. It's very uncomfortable. It's a lot of cold and a lot of snow, so it's hard to get places in the car, but it's fun. I like snow, just not too much of it. It gets exhausting after a while being cold all the time. But yes, it does get warm here in Canada, and no, we don't live in igloos, and no, we don't ride the polar bears. I don't even know if we have polar bears in Alberta. No, we don't have polar bears. Do you plan on competing with your own horses? Yes, I compete with my horse Aflame, and I haven't competed yet on my new horse because I've only had her for a few weeks, but hopefully I'll get to compete on her when I go back home in December for my break. Yeah. Yes. How is the scene with the fire? Have there been a few fires? Oh, there have been a few fires. The Hanley barn, when that burnt down, that was really cool. And Sean came in and rescued Georgie. And then I think our most recent fire was the wildlife reserve. It's really hard not to give things away because I don't know what you guys have seen and what you haven't seen, so I'm trying to remember if the episodes have aired yet. Yes, I believe it's aired. So yeah, the wildlife reserve, the little, I think it was a shed or a barn that caught on fire. And that was really cool to see. They actually lit the actual thing on fire and filmed it burning down, so I got to stay and watch that for a little bit. And it was really, really cool. It was really great to see. Yeah, it was fun. Do you ever get to tell the writers what to do with your character? I don't get to tell the writers what to do with my character. Sometimes they'll come to me for suggestions and stuff and ask me questions about horses, or ask me for suggestions, things from my normal life that happen in teenagers' lives, because clearly none of the writers, they're not teenage girls, so they may not be able to relate to the life of a teenage girl as well as I would. So sometimes they'll come to me and ask me questions and that kind of thing. But yeah, they ask for my input a little bit on storylines and that kind of thing for Georgie. Let's see, you said you were going home in December. How long are you off before shooting again? We don't know if we're getting another season or not. We never really do until a few months before. So if Heartland does go again for season 11, then it will be, I believe, 4 or 5 months before I go back. We go back in May if we do go back, so hopefully we'll get another season. I think that'd be really great to come back and see everyone. Yeah, hopefully. So keep watching and we'll get another season. What is your favorite lunch from the service truck? Oh, they make really, really great, I think it's like, ginger beef. Oh, that stuff is so good. They make really good ginger beef, and they always know to save me a lot because I love it. Also, they make mac and cheese a few times a year. Only a few times a year because everyone eats so much of it, and they have to come and refill the thing on the buffet every 5 minutes. But whenever they have mac and cheese, they usually do it in the winter time when everyone's really cold, and then we all come in and have our mac and cheese, and it's so nice. Yeah, those are probably my favorite lunches from the catering truck on set. Let's see. I'll take a few more questions. Sorry?
Team Mitch, Team Peter.
Oh, Team Mitch or Team Peter? Oh, I get this question quite a bit. I love this question. personally, from Alisha, I'd say Team Mitch, because I think Mitch has been really great for Lou, and I think they're really cute together. Of course, I love Gabe, and I love working with Gabe, and I love working with Kevin. I love both of them. I don't know what Georgie thinks of Mitch. Yeah, I'm not sure coming from Georgie, but I think coming from Alisha, I think Lou and Mitch are really cute together. Yeah, I like them. What is the hardest emotion for you to act? Whew. I don't know. I don't know if there's a specific emotion that's hard for me to act. I mean, I've had to do auditions before where I've like had to be possessed. Like when I was a little girl, I did an audition where I had to be really possessed for a scene, and that was really hard to do. I had to be like super gross and like standing on a counter and like acting like a beast. That was really hard because I'm not possessed, so I wouldn't know how to act. I think doing that kind of thing is really hard. Or a lot of the times, we do something called ADR. Is where we re-record our voice because there have been, like if there's an airplane flying over us while we're filming, then the sound gets messed up. If there are horse hooves that are being too loud on the ground, then the sound gets messed up and we have to re-record some of the lines. And often they have us re-record things, or not re-record things, but they have us add things into when we're falling or falling off a horse. And when I've been falling off a horse, I don't usually make noise. Usually I'm focused on trying not to fall off the horse. So for me, when I fall off horses, usually it's like, ugh, and I don't really make a lot of noise. So sometimes they'll want me to scream when I'm falling off a horse. I'm like, how do you scream when you're falling off a horse? I just don't understand. So doing that kind of thing is a little tough. I'll do one last question before I go. How does it feel to be a part of one of the longest running dramas in Canada? I think that is that's really cool. I think that I love this show so much, and it's, like I said, it's not like a lot of other productions that I've worked on. Everyone, it really is like a huge family, and I think that's a really great thing to have on this set, and I just love the show, and I love the people that I work with, and it's a great family show. So thank you guys for watching so that I can keep doing my job because I love it. Yeah. That's all for now, guys. Yeah, it was great hanging out with all of you. Hi from Nova Scotia. Hi. Yeah, it was great hanging out with you all. Yes, keep watching the show. Nice to see you guys and talk to some of you. Bye.